Welcome back to Writing for Beginners. This is the last in this series of videos, and as such, I just wanted to wrap it up by talking about what you do when you are ready to publish your book. Now, firstly, you should have at some point considered somebody to have a look at your book from a professional standpoint, and I'm talking about either a full copy edit or at least a structural edit. Now, maybe the structural edit should come earlier, potentially at your second draft or before you enter your second draft. Now, it will cost you money for a professional unless you know somebody who works in that field. But a structural edit will tell you if you're hitting the marks of what a memoir should be and where you need to maybe enhance what you've done, learning your experiences and so forth. A structural edit is not too expensive, whereas a full copy edit can be several $1,000s, depending on the length of your memoir. But these things are important. If you're very good with grammar and you understand grammar, and it's not one of my strengths, so I do need copy editors, then you will possibly not need the copy editor because you'll be good enough. But you may need the structural editors to look at how you've set up your book. And even though it looks good to you, there may be areas that can be improved. Once you've got through that, of course, there's the consideration. What do you do? Do you go to an agent? Do you send it out to publishers? Do you try and consider publishing yourself? You can get advice from the Australian Authors Association, which I recommend you look into on their website and read about what they can offer, because they have a whole range of services. If you go to look for an agent, there's no problem with that at all. Of course, it is a competitive field, very competitive, publishing a book. So therefore, an agent really needs to see something different and something they feel they can sell to the publishers. Don't expect immediate responses. Agents can take upwards of 3 months to respond to you, maybe longer, unless the book really grabs them and they want to make sure that they want to get hold of you as an author. Of course, also, if you are going to send out to agents, that you'll need a synopsis, you may need some chapters, you might need a few other things as well, and an understanding of whether you've approached many agents, or whether this is the first time. And keep that in mind, because many agents, if they feel you've just farmed it out to 10 agents, may not take you on. So if you've got an agent you really like, after you read their profile, read their website, go there first before you send it out to many others, and let them know that they're the first person to receive your book. If you send it to a publishing house, look at the publishers, particularly in Australia, look at Australian publishers, and they sometimes have events where they will take unsolicited manuscripts on a Friday, say, like a Friday pitch, or they may say that they're open between these months. They're not open all the time, just generally, but make sure you look for somebody who does handle the sort of work you're doing, and so if you're doing a memoir, then look for publishers that handle that. The final thing is self-publishing. Now, there was a term, hybrid publishing. I'm led to believe that that's fading out in terms of a way of publishing, but there is self-publishing, and what you can do is engage some people, agencies or publishers, to help you do the self-publishing and pay a certain amount to get you through some of the things that you may not understand. The benefits with self-publishing are that you will get more return for each book you sell, but you have to do most of the public communication material yourself. You have to do all of the work in trying to get it out to bookshops. You have to put it on, if you want, Amazon or somewhere like that to sell, and you have to promote it yourself. If your publisher takes on your book, they do a lot of that, but you get far less return for your book, but they take on a lot of the risk. So there are all of those options. You can try all three. You can work your way through agents, publishers, and then if nobody picks it up, you can do self-publishing. The main thing is, do not despair if they don't pick it up. You can always self-publish, and who knows, somebody who really can influence your book will pick it up and read it one day. I mean, most people who write have heard the story about J.K. Rowling, who sent it out to multiple agencies and publishers and was rejected by all of them until one. So, it doesn't matter that they reject you, just keep going. And if they give you advice, and clear advice, then take that on board. Look at what they're saying about your book. Maybe it does need a rework. Maybe it does need tightening up. Maybe it needs a more edit. So those are the things that they may say to you. But whatever you do, don't give up. Even if it means a rewrite of your book, then rewrite it. And you might have a huge bestseller on your hands because you've done that. You don't know. So take all of the comments on board as something that you need to consider, and if you feel it's appropriate, to do them as well. The main thing is really keep writing. Even if you're not sure, just keep writing, get some advice, keep putting your thoughts down on paper, and eventually you'll get to a point where you want it published, and you'll get to a point where you want it finitely finished in the terms of looking good, reading well, and you will get to that stage when you've written enough. The main thing is just keep writing and enjoy your writing. I will have more of these in months to come, but if you find these and they help you, then that's great. I certainly hope they do. But what I would say is just happy writing.